Welcome to Alex Answers. Today's video is about the nature of knowledge. As a concept, knowledge may seem quite straightforward. Something is known or it is not. Following traditional logic and assuming that we exist in a finite, unchanging, closed system, there would be, by definition, a limit to the quantity of attainable knowledge, and therefore it would be theoretically possible to know everything. Even if this assumption turned out to be true and we attained all of the knowledge that we believe to be attainable, how would we ever know that we had collected all attainable knowledge? Even if we could look at everything in our closed system simultaneously, observing every interaction completely and in real time, and we were able to do this continuously, how could we know that there was not more somewhere else that was simply outside of our perception at the time? If we then discovered that there was something that we had not known about previously and then added it to our pool of knowledge, how could we ever again be fully confident that we now knew everything? The truth is that we can never truly know everything because our knowledge of what we do not know is always limited to our awareness of those observations that we do not know how to explain. If we have no awareness of death, we have no concept of what may come after. Before we had discovered the atom, we had no concept of subatomic particles. Until we observe something that we do not already have a complete explanation for, we have no concept of what that thing is that we do not know. And perhaps we will never be able to say with absolute confidence that we know everything. As long as we exist within a finite, unchanging, and closed system, we should still be able to learn everything that we are given sufficient opportunity to learn, right? Interestingly enough, no. The fact is that we cannot know what we do not know until something has made us aware of our unknowing. That also means that everything that we think we know could be disproven or overhauled at any time. Let's look at water, for example. Many of us, perhaps even most of us, know that water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, or 100 degrees centigrade, or 373.15 Kelvin, or whatever other equivalent. What if I then told you that this boiling point actually changes based on the pressure present at the time? Water might boil at 100 degrees under what we consider normal atmospheric pressure, but that number changes based on how the pressure changes. Boiling water on a mountain might take considerably less energy than boiling it at sea level, while it might also take considerably more energy to boil it below sea level. What if we then discovered still another thing that changed our understanding of the criteria for a phase change of water? What if that thing we discovered undermined the very assumption on which our entire premise is built? Perhaps the system is infinite or open. What if that thing we discovered was that the very laws of physics that we were attempting to define, refine, and rely on turned out to be localized, variable, chaotic, or otherwise changing? We cannot know that this is not the case, and therefore, the truth behind the concept of knowledge is that it is just a belief. Our conviction that what we know is true, accurate, or complete is a question of faith rather than a finding of fact. In practice, knowledge becomes more a question of how our observations can be practically applied and less about what can actually be empirically known. In our interactions with what we assume to be inert, predictable, or otherwise unchanging elements of our environment, the difference may seem little more than academic. In our most important interactions, however, those with other sentient, sapient beings, these complacent assumptions, strengthened by our plethora of ordinary daily experiences, simultaneously reinforce the fundamentally counterproductive, narrow outlook that one is either right or they are wrong.